Simon, a 2-1 defeat to Ebbsfleet this afternoon. What's your assessment of that performance?
Well, it's a frustrating game for us because we didn't come out the blocks as we normally do, especially at home. Didn't pass the ball as well as we possibly can, and they got on the front foot, and they're a strong team. He's turned it round well as the manager, and they got big, powerful boys, and made it awkward for us, made life difficult, and we weren't fluent by any stretch. Sometimes you can berate your team, but you also have to give credit to the opposition. On this occasion, they were the better team for the first 45 minutes. But in the second half, I thought we got on the front foot and changed it round a little bit. And I thought it was a good reaction from the players. And it's just desperately disappointing to concede later on.
You mentioned not quite being at our fluid best. Was that largely down to how the opposition nullified us, or was there a bit of a lack from our own side?
Well, I think a bit of both. I think we looked a bit timid and tentative, and it's getting to that stage of the season now where it's a big challenge for everyone to keep driving and go again. We've had that promotion, we've had a great season so far. We've had, of course, learning curves throughout, but with 15 games to go, you want lads to really grab it with energy and play to their strengths for the remainder of the season. And we've got a great chance of being in the playoffs if we do that. But equally, you can have your odd game where people aren't quite at it. And therefore we had a tentative performance first half when too many people were maybe questioning themselves and weren't quite in that state of mind where they're flowing. And it's our challenge to get the best out of them, which we'll endeavour to do so, and to get a reaction, which at least we did that at half time, and the players came out, and I thought that's why we got a good reaction from the fans after they did think that. I'd imagine that we turned it round a bit and at least gave a performance to be proud of in the second half.
Looking at the goals we conceded today, both have come from set pieces. Given the amount of work we put into it on the training ground, how do you go about rectifying these goals?
Well, I think it's people staying in the moment and making sure that the ball's out of play when you defend it. It's defending the first and second ball. We've lost one first ball for their first goal, and the second goal, it was the that second phase of that set piece, and it's cost us, and it's so disappointing. You see it at every level though, don't you? Watch Match of the Day tonight, you see set piece goals, and it's those who really are rigid and make sure they mark correctly, the correct technique to mark, and don't switch off. And we won't be the only team in the land to be guilty of that, but it's our team and we must do better. And as coaches we have to do better and stop it, but also we've got to maybe tweak the team and make sure there's a strong mentality when we are having a 5-minute spell when set pieces are launched into our box.
There was an incident late on, Josh Falkingham going down inside the penalty area. Do you think perhaps a penalty could have been given for that?
Yeah, well, you do see him given, don't you? I mean, it did look like he pushed it towards the line, Josh, and then the tackle came in, so it looked from my perspective an easy decision to make, but it went against us. What we've got to make sure is we try and learn from today and make sure that we give ourselves a better chance of winning the game by having more control, competing better for the first ball and second ball when it is a physical affair, and then seizing the moment when there's an opportunity to pass the ball.
And looking ahead to next week at Chesterfield, one of the biggest stadiums we'll be playing in this season in the league, a great stage to put things right.
Yeah, it's a brilliant stadium and a great pitch and big wide open park for us to get the ball down and play. And they've had a great win today though at Fylde, and we know how good Fylde are. So John Sheridan will be having them fired up, and it'll be a good atmosphere, I'm sure. But we're looking forward to training already, putting it right and going again.